When Michael Mallison woke up from his afternoon nap on Wednesday, the phone was already ringing. On the other end was his daughter, panicked and shouting, telling him to delete all his social media accounts. She told her father that his name and photo was circulating online in connection with the shooting of U.S. conservative activist Charlie Kirk. "I was quite alarmed," Mallison, 77, told CTV News senior correspondent Adrian Gobriel in an interview Thursday. "You never want to have your name out and about." What Mallison discovered was that an old photo of him, lifted from a deleted X account, had been attached to claims spreading across social media. The posts alleged he was the suspect in Kirk's shooting. Mallison said the false claim came from another X account. "I Googled my name right away," he said. "Fortunately, it allayed my fears. It was a story saying my image did not match the image of the person who had been arrested by the police." U.S. authorities said 2 people were detained Wednesday, but neither was determined to be connected to the shooting. As of early Thursday evening, Kirk's killer remains unidentified and at large. Investigators have also released 2 images of the person. The unidentified person of interest is believed to have jumped off a roof and fled into a neighborhood after firing 1 shot. U.S. authorities said Thursday. A high-powered, bolt-action rifle they believe was used in the attack was recovered, and video recordings of the person they believe was responsible are being reviewed. Kirk's assassination highlights escalating threats of political violence in the U.S. that cut across the ideological spectrum. Mallison, a retired banker, now spends much of his time rowing and educating with patient advocacy groups for axial spondyloarthritis, a chronic, immune-mediated disease causing inflammation primarily in the spine. Around 2:20 p.m. EST, when Kirk was shot at a Utah college event, Mallison was in Toronto running errands with his wife. They had gone to Yorkdale Mall, stopped by a luggage shop, and later returned home, where he took a nap. "I'm just a quiet, ordinary guy," he said. Within moments, Mallison and his family began receiving abusive messages. Mallison said he received nasty messages on Facebook calling him all sorts of names. When asked whether he felt like his safety was in jeopardy, Mallison said, "Ultimately, yes. Once something is up on social media, it's very hard to get rid of. So I'm worried about the longer-term repercussions of it as well," he added. "If somebody gets hold of this piece of information a few months from now and doesn't know the context of it, doesn't know that it's total misinformation, they may just get hold of that and act on it," Mallison said. The incident forced him to deactivate his Facebook, Instagram, and Threads accounts, with Facebook being where he primarily connects with patient groups around the world. "I was pretty loath to delete myself from Facebook and sever those relationships without being able to tell them why," Mallison said. Though Mallison insists he wants to live in obscurity, his ordeal reflects a broader reality: the speed of false information. Mallison's story isn't unique. Canadian research shows misinformation spread rapidly, especially on social media platforms, even when many users try to verify what they see. A 2021 report from Evidence for Democracy found that more than 90% of Canadians say they encountered misleading or false information online, and more than 40% admit having believed something that later turned out to be untrue. I'm very much about evidence-based information. So this whole idea of fake information, fake news, misinformation, doesn't sit well with me. I just don't really understand why people get involved in that, he said.